Yes, sir. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Lamont Bentley. Now, I want to dive in on a couple of these 90s sitcoms that we familiar with because now that we understand this information, we can go back and utilize and see what was always in front of us the whole time. Now, I know y'all know Lamont, best known as Hakeem from the hit show Moesha, starring Brandy Norwood. Now, as we can see with this picture right here, we can clearly see Lamont Bentley with that one-eye symbolism, right? That they put on you. You might not even understand, at the level that somebody like Lamont Bentley is at. They just posing for the picture. But see, things have to be shown and televised to the rest of the world. So somebody as a low level celebrity at that Lamont Bentley was, right? And we see the things that transpired to his career at the expense of somebody else's career. But without further ado, man, let's dive in and see what's going on, man. Now, Lamont Bentley of Moesha, remember, every time they tell you about something in the title, in the headline, it's for a reason. So they're already connecting Lamont Bentley to the show Moesha, telling you it's something about that show that manifested his death, right? They say Lamont Bentley of Moesha tragically died in a car crash at a young age of 31. Now, the day that he got into this car crash was January 19th. In other words, 119. Just like how he's known for playing the Moesha character, Hakeem, which also equals 119 in the English language in reverse. Like I said, when they tell you in the title and they point it out to you, it's something about that show. If it wasn't for that show, he'd still be here. But come on. This also relates to another 90s sitcom star, Merlin Santana, who was also seen in the Moesha show, but he was most known for being in the Steve Harvey show, right? But he still has this same 119 connection that Lamont Bentley does. With him passing away on 119, when Hakeem equals 119, and Merlin Santana passed away on November 9th, 119, when Santana, his last name, equal 119. Remember, he also played the character Romeo Santana. So once again, man, these people names, the characters that they're playing in these shows have a direct correlation to their death, right? And speaking of Santana, once again, it's all about these names. It's all about these names. Because if we take Santana, we can relate this to another Santana in today's time, right? Because if we remember the rapper Fredo Santana, he also died on this same numerology of January 19th, 119, when once again, Santana equals 119. So it's all about their names. It's all about their stage names, and it's all about their real names. And this is what's manifesting. But come on, let's bring it back to Moesha. Continuing the 119, right? Because Lamont's death was on the 11th month and the 9th day of Brandy's age. That 119 again, once again, Hakeem equaling 119. So now we can even connect this to Brandy. And we know it's connected to her because they said something about it in the title. Now, continuing to 119. He also passed away in Ventura County, California, where the coordinates is 34 degrees north, so it was on the 34th parallel, but it was also 119 degrees west. So even down to the location, man, these things are so strategic, man. They have to be, this has to be spiritual. This has to be something that's done in the spiritual realm. Yes, there are humans that are manipulating these numbers to their favor so they can play God on earth. But they're doing it also with the help of other entities. They're not doing this themselves. They're not in an office like me typing on a computer trying to figure out what to do next. These is demons that's guiding these people, fallen angels that's guiding these people to do the things that they're doing. Right? Because we see this stuff lining up perfectly. He passes away on the 119th degree on 119, and it was a direct link to the character that he played of Hakeem, which also equals 119. Now, Lamont Bentley, and it's so crazy, like Bentley, you know, like the car company, and then he gets in a car accident. But Bentley was 31 years old, right, when he passed away. Now, in this whole passage, once again, everything they put in here is for a reason. Now, they say the vast extent of the fatality of the crash and perhaps the suddenness of it all left everyone perplexed and affirming that it was indeed a quote-unquote tragic way to go. Why they couldn't just say indeed a tragic way to go? They had to emphasize on those words. Why? Because the word tragic equals 31 in full reduction, as Lamont Bentley was 31 years old at the time of this tragic car accident. Everything they tell you, man, it's for a reason. Now, they say the car crash happened in Ventura County when Bentley had been traveling alone on the 118 freeway near Semi Valley sometime after midnight. According to reports, the entertainer had been driving at a very high speed as he headed for the Rocky Peak Fire Road off-ramp. Eyewitnesses share that Bentley's car ran through a stop sign and continued down a path of ruin until the actor was eventually thrown into traffic. Bentley was reportedly struck by 5 separate cars after this, somewhat lowering his chances of survival. He was struck by 5 different cars. Tell me that's not spiritual. Tell me that's not a sense of final destination when you hear it. He got struck by 5 separate cars to make sure. Now, I'm not saying that those 5 cars knew what they was doing. But look how, with the help of witchcraft, black magic, look at how the help of those things can organize and orchestrate these events to make them seem like a natural disaster. When really somebody is behind a closed door orchestrating these events and making sure it happens the way that it happens. Now, the autopsy reports showed that Bentley had been clean while he was driving. The results proved that there were no signs of drugs or alcohol in his system. So it wasn't even no drugs or no alcohol at play. Man, come on, man. Y'all tell me, man. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all can see what's going on, man. Now, the fact that there were no signs of drugs or alcohol in his system made his demise even more surreal. Authorities confirmed that it was the multiple blunt force injuries that killed Bentley. Now, if we take his full name that he was given at birth, Artemis Lamont Garrison Bentley, that happens to equal 121, just like blood sacrifice equals 121. But not only that, right? The day that he was born. Remember, this is all this stuff circulates around. The things that make you, you. Your name, your stage name, your birthday, all the things about you. That's how they cook this stuff up. Right? Because the day that he was born, October 25th, was a day leaving 67 days left in the year, just like blood sacrifice. He also got into that car crash 86 days after his birthday, just like blood sacrifice again in the reverse full reduction cipher. So everything about this situation down to his full name spoke that he was going to be a blood sacrifice if he was going to get into that industry. Now, I'm not sure who gave him this name. This could be by chance. Sometimes people name equal certain things. You know, to the regular person that your number, your name equals a certain number, that might mean nothing to you. Right? Because you're not dealing with certain people that can use that number against you and manipulate certain things. So your downfall goes by that number, by your very name. Everybody's name has a number to it. But this is how they utilize it, right? They could even go so far as to change your birthday on paper just so these things can line up. Come on. Now, let's take his stage name of Lamont Bentley. This is the name that he acted under. Now, if we take Lamont Bentley, we get 193 in the English language in reverse. Now, assassinated also equals 193. Now, 193 is a prime number, a number that can only go into itself in the number one, so it's a special number. Now, we have the 44th prime number, right? Now, it's interesting that Lamont Bentley got into his car crash 44 months after the Moesha show ended, just like kill equals 44. Another entertainer killed by that kill number. Now, if we take the span of days between the last episode of Moesha and the day that the Moesha actor got into the car crash, we get a span of 1,346 days. Lamont Bentley also got into that car crash on a day leaving 346 days remaining in the year. Just like his full name, Artemis Lamont Garrison Bentley equals 346. So like I said, they're taking these people's names. What your name equal, that's how they're going to cook up the rest. That's how the rest of this magic works. It's math magic. And this is how it go every single time. Now, if we take the day that the show Moesha first aired, which was January 23rd, 1996, and we take the span of that very first episode airing to the day that Lamont Bentley passed away in the car crash, we get a span of 107 months, just like ritual sacrifice equals 107 months. This was a ritual sacrifice for the Moesha show. Once again, how they always link that character that you most known for, the star actor who played Hakeem Campbell. And when we take Hakeem Campbell, we get 107 as well, just like the ritual sacrifice. This was all due to him playing that character, Hakeem Campbell. If he never played Hakeem Campbell, he would still be here. But come on, right? Continuing that 107. Because once again, Ventura County, California, the city and state that he died in, also equals 107. Look how they completed this ritual sacrifice all around the board. Once again, with the Moesha show first airing on January 23rd. Now, that happened to be a day leaving 343 days remaining in the year. Brandy's birthday, right? It was also 343 days before Hakeem's death, right? Lamont Bentley's death. And I put old girl from Shark Tale, right? Lola from Shark Tale in here because Brandy looked just like old girl from Shark Tale. Right? Her eyes is spaced apart. She looked like a goldfish. She looked just like a fish. Her eyes is spread apart. She looked like she got Down syndrome a little bit. Like she kind of looked this slow on Moesha. Like she looked pretty, but like if you take the makeup away and the lipstick, I guarantee you she look a little slow. Right? But come on. That's beside the point. I just had to get that out. You know, when I notice something, I can't help but to speak on it. But come on. Now, it's very interesting that the Moesha star, Brandy, was 25 years old when her co-worker, when her co-star, Hakeem, got into that car crash when death equals 25. Moesha and Hakeem both equal 25. Now, more importantly, we get 25 for death, right? Because that is when the death occurred. The car crash also occurred on 25 date numerology, January 19th in 05. When once again, death equals 25. Now, also with death, even Brandy's full name, Brandy Rihanna Norwood, equals 228, just like death equals 228 in the Sumerian cipher, the English language multiplied by 6. Now, it's interesting that Lamont Bentley's death comes 11 months and 8 days after Brandy Norwood's birthday, when death equals 118. And remember, she was 25 when the death occurred, just like death equals 25. The death was circulated all around Brandy. So now you see who these rituals, who these sacrifices go to. The star of the show, Moesha. She was 25 when it happened, just like Moesha equal 25, just like his character, Hakeem, equal 25. This was all for her, man. Come on. This was all for her. This was her ritual. That's why she's still here. But come on. Right? Because the crash happened. Remember, I told you everything they tell you is for a reason. So let's double back. Even the freeway that he died on the 118 freeway. 118? Did he die on 118 freeway? Man, come on, man. Man, these folks is knocking folks up out of here, man. They taking these folks up out of here for these folks' career. But come on. Because even if we take the number for dishonesty, right? Brandy was a span of 311 months at the time that Lamont Bentley got into that car crash. Even Brandy's birthday, the 11th of February, 11-2, 112. Just like the number for dishonesty equals 112 and 311. So they being dishonest about that situation. It wasn't just, oh, he just ran the stop sign and got into a collision, flew out the car. He didn't just do this on his own accord. This wasn't just a senseless, just no, man. It's more sinister than that. It's way more sinister than that. Because it's a lot of deaths that surround Brandy. Even if we look at Whitney Houston, who was very close to the Norwood family. Keep in mind, Ray J was her drug dealer, allegedly. Right? Allegedly. That's the word on the street. I don't know if that's true or not. I ain't never seen nothing get passed or nothing. But if we just look at the numbers, right? Between Whitney Houston passing away, how she passed away on Brandy's birthday. On that same numerology, right? 112, 112. Just like the last name Houston equals 112. And then remember, she died in that bathtub from drowning. She overdosed, then she drowned. Drowning equal 112. What we get? The number for dishonesty, 112. I know the number for dishonesty is most commonly used with the number 113, but we have to take context clues into account. And we have to also utilize the other ciphers of the number for dishonesty, right? And we can see that she was also killed and she had something. Matter of fact, Whitney Houston was the one that passed Brandy that note that same night that she got killed.
I stopped it.
When she was sitting up there with Clive Davis and everybody was looking, Brandy was sitting there and old girl was sitting there. Monica was sitting there. You look at that music video, It All Belongs to Me. That's what that music video was about. Pay attention to Monica wearing Whitney Houston on the shirt. And then she cut old dude tie. Come on, man. All that stuff was symbolic. That was her cutting ties with Clive Davis. And one thing has to happen after that. You done burnt Clive Davis, the one that found you, the one that discovered you. So, yeah, you had to go. You thought you was finna cut ties with Clive Davis. Nah, you got to get up out of here. Remember, that's what Clive Davis said to her. You got to pay your dues. Oh, no, he said you have to pay tribute. That's what he said to her when everybody was looking shocked. Like, damn, why this bitch still here? Hair wet as fuck. Whitney hair wet as fuck. They was already trying to drown her. They was already trying to dunk her in that bathtub when she came down there. She said, oh yeah, I went swimming. She said, again? Monica said, again?
I stopped it.
I'm finna break it down for you. Don't worry about it. But come on. Right? Because Whitney even passed away on National Make a Friend Day, which happened to be Brandy's birthday. I'll be damned. What a friend y'all are. But come on. Right? This even occurred on the 42nd day of the year. So yeah, this was a race ritual as well, with the N-word equaling 42 as well. Now, what's interesting is that 2 years ago, there was actually an article. So people are starting to draw the connections. It has even been something called the Moesha curse. 4 major cast members have died since the show ended. Not while it was filming, but since it ended. And I know death happens, right? I know people are eventually gonna die. Eventually, everybody from this cast is gonna pass away. You feel me? Everybody has a day, right? But the thing is, they all passed away. None of them passed 50 years old. They all passed away before the age of 51. The list of people who died from the Moesha cast is disturbingly long. According to Amo Mama, the pattern started with the death of Merlin Santana, who played Ohaji. He passed away in 2002 after getting shot 6 times while leaving a friend's house. Next, the widely beloved Bernie Mac. See, people forgot that Bernie Mac was also in the Moesha show as Uncle Bernie before he got his own show, Bernie Mac, where he played Uncle Bernie. Right? But he passed away at the age of 50 in 2008. Then we had Aunt Dale. Finally, Yvette Wilson, who played Aunt Dale Wilkerson, died of cervical cancer 11 years after the show. Once again, before the age, nobody made it past 50. Bernie Mac passed away at 50. Nobody made it past that. So I get it, death occurs, but all these people passed away at a young age. Like I always reiterate, man, the government don't expect you to pass away until you turn 77 to 81. So anything before that, you die early. Now, this curse even said to hit Brandy herself because she was involved in a car accident back in December of 2006 that killed, check this out, 38-year-old mother of two, Awatef Abaduha. You heard me? Amid a heavy traffic jam, according to TV Smack Talk, Abaduha had accidentally struck the car in front of her, which ultimately caused Brandy to collide with Abaduha's car. Now we all know the strategic number, man. Murder by numbers, man. 38, man. Murder equals 38. Death equals 38. And it happened on the San Diego freeway, which equals 38. But I'm finna give you the most shocking. You want to know the most shocking thing about this whole video? I saved the best for last. The most shocking thing about this whole video is the fact that Brandy got into this car crash on San Diego freeway, when that's the same exact place that Lamont died. He died on San Diego freeway as well. Come on, man. He died on that same San Diego freeway that she killed somebody on. So now she know how it feel to kill somebody. That was her karma. That was her get back for that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was her get back for that. Yeah. Both two car crashes on the same freeway. All due to the Moesha curse. How you feel, Brandy? What old dude say? What old dude say? Old dude, how does it feel? You feel me? How does it feel? That all these things are occurring because you want the spotlight. Because you want to go higher and higher in Hollywood. And these are the things that have to occur in these people's lives, in these people's careers. Some people are just used as stepping stones. Everybody in Hollywood is not going to be an A-lister. Some people just going to get stepped on for somebody else to climb higher. It's a dangerous game that y'all playing. It's a dirty game. You'll think a motherfucker your friend. Whole time he using you for a blood sacrifice. But with that being said, man, that concludes episode 1. I'm going to start diving in on a lot of these 90s shows, because it's people that we grew up watching, that we grew up acquainted with. And they passing away, real early. So we're going to touch on them folks. So y'all leave some recommendations in the comments, and we're going to touch on them, man. But with that being said, man, appreciate y'all for all the love. Appreciate y'all for all the support. And I'm out.